country. It is common in Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Southeast Asia, poor countries. That is common disease. We must know each and everything about this disease. Now, what are the risk factors? It it is usually disease of poor men. Poverty is most important risk factor. For example, overcrowding, little house, many family members. If one is affected, then other family members are at risk to develop tuberculosis. Second risk factor is any immunocompromised state, for example, any disease, for example, diabetes, or if patient is taking immunosuppressive drug, for example, steroid, or HIV, suffering from HIV infection, then he is more prone to develop tuberculosis. Now, pathogenesis. After inhalation of this this is transmitted through droplet infection. After inhalation of this bacteria, it is deposited in this mucosa, uh, and then it is taken up as macrophage lymphocytes, and localized reaction takes place there, and there's localized caseation necrosis, granuloma formation. That is called the primary lesion in the lung is called the bone focus. Then along with there is also lymph node enlargement. So this primary lesion along with lymph node is called the bone complex. So it may remain silent. It may be followed with capsule formation, and it may be healed with calcification. It may remain dormant forever. Whenever the immunity is decreased, then there may be reactivation of this disease, and patient may suffer from tuberculosis. Otherwise, patient may remain asymptomatic throughout his life. So that's called a primary infection. Evidence of primary infection is tuberculosis skin test. If we perform the tuberculosis skin test, this will be positive. That indicates that tuberculosis infection has occurred. Now, clinical features. Uh, Primary tuberculosis, miliary, or post-primary tuberculosis. Now, what is difference between primary tuberculosis and post-primary tuberculosis? Whenever tuberculosis infection occurs on the first time in uninfected person, means he is not previously exposed to tuberculosis bacilla, then tuberculosis is called primary tuberculosis. Post-primary tuberculosis or secondary tuberculosis or reinfected reactivation tuberculosis, it occurs when person is already infected. When person is already infected, then if he develops tuberculosis, that's called the post-primary tuberculosis. So it can occur due to activation of previous healed lesion, as I had said. Immunity is decreased, so already healed focus may reactivate, or there may be secondary infection, maybe reinfection. There may be another attack of this tuberculosis bacilla, and person can develop tuberculosis. That's called the post-primary tuberculosis. Biliary tuberculosis we will discuss later on. So, clinical features. Now, what are the clinical features of primary tuberculosis? In primary tuberculosis, patient usually develop this fever, headache. It may completely heal, or it may spread through the bronchi, and it may affect both lungs, both lobes. multi-lobes in both lungs. That is called the bronchopneumonia. That is one possibility. Or it may spread through blood stream. That is called the disseminated or miliary tuberculosis. So primary tuberculosis can result in the miliary tuberculosis, or it can result in pleural effusion. So these are the three possible results of primary tuberculosis. Post-primary tuberculosis. So what are the clinical features of post-primary tuberculosis? General features, for example, fever, evening, especially evening rise of temperature, night sweats, loss of appetite, decreased weight. These are the general features. These generalized features are present in tuberculosis of any organ. These are generalized features. These features will be present in tuberculosis of any organ environment. And a specific feature of tuberculosis of lung will be cough. Initially, there will be non-product cough. Then there will be purulent sputum. There may be dyspnea. There may be chest pain. These are usual feature of tuberculosis. Or sometimes initially it is diagnosed as pneumonia, but it is it is not resolved, so it can present with non-resolving pneumonia. When pneumonia is not cured with conventional therapy of pneumonia, then after 2 or 3 weeks, then we must investigate for tuberculosis, because tuberculosis can present with pneumonia. That is called the tuberculosis pneumonia. So again, sometimes only asymptomatic patient X-ray will tell that patient is suffering from tuberculosis. There are no symptoms, but for any other reason, X-ray is done. For example, before surgery, or X-ray is done that shows tuberculosis. Patient is totally asymptomatic, so it is also diagnosed with X-ray without any symptoms. So again, result of if tuberculosis advances, progresses, then patient may develop same feature. For example, this bronchopneumonia or miliary tuberculosis or pleural effusion or pneumothorax or collapse of the lung. So these are various presenting feature of post-primary tuberculosis. Now, extrapulmonary tuberculosis, which organs are affected? Lymph nodes, tuberculosis of lymph node. Usually cervical lymph nodes are affected, especially posterior to the sternocleidomastoid muscle and supraclavicular. These are feature is that these are soft mated together, and then finally they pus may be formed, and there may be discharge of pus. The tuberculosis of lung is called the scrofula. So diagnosis depends on this biopsy of lymph node that will show this granuloma, means central caseation surrounded with epithelial cells and Langerhans cells. So it is usually diagnosed by this lymph node biopsy. Now second, GIT, tuberculosis of GIT. So patient can develop tuberculosis abdomen. So how the organism reach the GIT? It can GIT can be affected through drinking of the unpasteurized milk, through this Mycobacterium bovis, that is the cow milk. That usually tuberculosis of cow that is caused by Mycobacterium bovis. So if we drink the milk of cows unpasteurized, then we can develop tuberculosis of abdomen. That is one possibility. Second, if person is having tuberculosis of lung, then if he swallows this sputum, then he can develop tuberculosis of abdomen. Third, this tuberculosis bacilla may reach this GIT through hematogenous route. So what will be the presentation? Altered bowel habit, sometimes diarrhea, constipation. If ulceration of constipation will present with diarrhea. If stricture develops, then patient will develop present with constipation. Most important side is ileocecal lesion. So patient may present with mass in the right iliac fossa due to ileocecal lesion involvement. Patient may present with acute abdomen, acute intestinal obstruction, or it may present with hematochezia, means bleeding per rectum. So these are their patient may be may develop this anal fistula. It resembles Crohn's disease. So how you will diagnose tuberculosis abdomen? By this barium meal follow through or colonoscopy. We will take the biopsy and then we will send this biopsy material for the histological examination that will reveal this typical granuloma. Pericardial tuberculosis. Pericardial tuberculosis can cause pericardial effusion or constrictive pericarditis. So in both of this disease, there will be increased JVP. There may be ascites, hepatosplenomegaly, and there may be pulsus paradoxicus. So X-ray is done, echo is done, and diagnosis is based on this of fluid drainage from pericardial sac and then pericardial biopsy. So pericardial fluid uh, again tested for this tuberculosis bacilla. If this staining or culture or pericardial biopsy is taken, and then diagnosis confirmed. Breathe करो स्लाइड मत कौन दी थी क्या दबा स्लाइड मत कौन की स्लाइड मत कौन की ठीक है ठीक है ठीक थैंक यू now CNS involvement or in CNS tuberculosis meningitis is the most important disease. It is if it is not diagnosed, it is fatal. It is the most dangerous of all the tuberculosis organ tuberculosis. Of all these organs, tuberculosis meningitis is most important and most dangerous. If it is not diagnosed, it is fatal. Even if diagnosed and treatment is started, then patient may develop complication. So it is high index of suspicion is required to diagnose it and start treatment early. Otherwise, there may be complication. So usually features of meningitis same fever, headache, signs of meningitis. So lumbar puncture is mandatory to diagnose. CSF usually shows increased protein, increased pressure, glucose low, cell predominance of lymphocytes. So treatment is started. Patient, if timely treatment is started, patient will recover. The tuberculosis of bone and joints Tuberculosis of spine is common, usually lower thoracic or upper abdomens are involved. Lower thoracic or upper abdomen. Patient usually present with back pain. So initial lesion will be disc will be affected first, then border of adjoining vertebra. Then finally angulation occurs, kyphosis occurs, and there will be protrusion of on the back that is called a gibbous formation. So there may be paraspinal abscess formation, there will be source formation, source muscle abscess formation. These are complications of this tuberculosis spine. And most important complication of tuberculosis spine is spinal cord compression. Patient may develop this paraplegia. Now, genitourinary tract tuberculosis in the male, it may affect or it may affect this genitourinary. First of all, tuberculosis of kidney. We will discuss tuberculosis of kidney. Patient which usually present with frequency or dysuria or hematuria. If we send urine for culture, then it will be negative for tuberculosis bacilla until and unless it is sent for especially for Lonston Johnson medium, then it will be positive for tuberculosis bacilla. Otherwise, urine culture will be negative. So it is diagnosed with the culture of urine. And genital tract, male and female. In male, there may be involvement of epididymis or there may be prostate involvement. In the female, fallopian tube may be affected, ovary may be affected, endometrium may be affected. Patient will present this menstrual abnormality, infertility, or ovarian mass. These are the various features of tuberculosis. Now, diagnose. How will diagnose tuberculosis? A specimen, sample, a sample. What sample? Which specimen is required? For example, if patient is suffering from tuberculosis of lung, then sputum should be collected. Sputum, if it is not two, two is on the same day, two sputum samples uh, with the interval of 1 or 2 hours. On the same day, two specimen, two sample of sputum with the interval of 1 or 2 hours. Or if the sputum is not available, then we can induce this sputum. We can produce this sputum by this nebulization with hypertonic saline that will liquefy this secretion, thick secretion, and patient can get the chloride. BAL, bronchoalveolar lavage. So through bronchoscopy we can get this bronchoalveolar lavage and then can be sent for this investigation. In gastric washing, especially in children when he ingests all the sputum. So early morning gastric sample, gastric washing that also contains the AFP for tuberculosis bacilla. So gastric lavage that is also used for tuberculosis, especially in the children. Number two, if tuberculosis extrapulmonary, then which sample should be taken? Then for fluid, for example, if patient is suffering from tuberculosis meningitis, then CSF. If tuberculosis pericarditis, then pericardial fluid. If tuberculosis peritonitis, then ascites fluid. If tuberculosis pleurophilia, then pleural DR. These are various fluids. And if involvement of joint, then synovial fluid. Tissue, we can take the tissue for biopsy For example, if there is disseminated tuberculosis, we can take the liver biopsy or bone marrow aspiration or any organ is involved. For example, pericardial biopsy or GIT, we can take any biopsy suspected involved organ. Then, once we have collected the sample, then what investigation we will perform? For example, is sputum wave, is sputum, then what test we will advise? Number one, we will advise for sputum for AFP. So, Zeal Nansen staining will detect the sputum for AFP. If it is positive, that is suggestive, but that is not confirmatory that patient is having tuberculosis because AFP are also positive in other organisms. For example, non-tuberculous mycobacteria, Mycobacterium avium complex and Mycobacterium consaceae. These will also give positive AFP, but patient is not suffering from tuberculosis. So for confirmatory diagnosis, we need culture. So usually culture is done on Dunstan Johnson medium that requires 6 weeks. Or liquid media backed medium is also used that give results in 15 days. That's the rapid test. So next test is the AMTB rifampicin assay, Mycobacterium tuberculosis rifampicin assay. That is the nucleic acid amplification test. That is PCR. So that is also done in this hospital. So that will tell whether patient is suffering from tuberculosis as well as it will tell the resistance to the rifampicin. So it will tell two things: diagnosis as well as resistance to the rifampicin. That is also done in this hospital. Then histology, tissue histology, I've already said that if tissue is taken, then it is sent for histopathology that will typically show caseation, necrosis, this granuloma formation stage, caseation necrosis surrounded by epithelial cell and granuloma cell. Then TST, tuberculin skin test. In this test, this purified protein derivative is injected intradermally and after 2 or 3 days skin is examined. If there is induration and redness more than 10 millimeter diameter, that is called the metastasis positive. That tells us that patient is having active tuberculosis or simply he was infected or he is vaccinated. So positive test tells us three things. Either patient is having active disease. Number two, if he was previously infected. Number three, he is suffered from tuberculosis in the past and cured. Fourth, he is vaccinated. It is also become this test also become positive in ACG vaccination. So this is non-specific. But TST can become negative if patient is having tuberculosis, but even then it can become negative. The condition in which it becomes negative despite having tuberculosis, these are so advanced disease. For example, tuberculosis, meningitis or miliary tuberculosis, or in the old age, or in the children, or in sarcoidosis, or HIV infection, or patient is taking steroid when immunocompromised patient, these tests can become negative. Then pleural fluoredenosine deaminase. In pleural, for example, pleurophian, then pleural fluid is sent for adenosine deaminase as well as for gamma interferon. So both these are increase in tuberculosis if tuberculosis pluripotent. Adenosine deaminase and gamma interferon both are raised. Then blood CP and ESR. CP will usually shows anemia, lymphocytosis. ESR is usually raised. So X-ray, next investigation X-ray. X-ray is must to diagnose. So in the end, I will show the X-rays. What are the findings? I will show in the now management. Once you have diagnosed the tuberculosis, then treatment. First line treatment, second line treatment. So new case, a patient new first time is sputum positive or sputum negative. So we will give four drugs: INH, rifampicin, pyrazinamide, ethane, beta for 2 months, and then INH and rifampicin, isoniazid and rifampicin for 4 months. So total duration is 6 months. Nowadays, 6 months are sufficient for new cases. Now, second category is relapse. Relapse means patient was treated, fully cured, and again there is a recurrence of the disease. That's called the relapse. Default default means the patient has started treatment after 1 or 2 months he has left the treatment because patient is improved slightly. Then after a few months again develop symptom and again is admitted with the same symptoms. So this is called the default. So in these patient best policies to send the sputum for culture and for DST means drug susceptibility testing to know which drug to know the organism to which drugs organism is sensitive and to which drugs it is resistant. So till report this comes, we start usually with four drugs, five drugs. Four drugs is standard along with streptomycin for 3 months, and then for 5 months this rifampicin, INH, and ethambutol. So 8 months. Total duration is 8 months. So this treatment can be changed according to results of this culture sensitivity testing. In pregnancy, so usually 2 months, four drugs are given. Sometimes in the United States, this pyrazinamide is not given. So in this case, the continuation phase it is extended for 7 months for this rifampicin and INH. 7 months total duration will be of 9 months in pregnancy. If pyrazinamide is not used, otherwise only 6 months. Tuberculosis meningitis, miliary tuberculosis, and tuberculosis of bone. So total duration is 12 months. 12 months. 2 months initially for drugs, first line, and then 10 months for rifampicin and INH. So total duration is 12 months. Now latent tuberculosis. What is latent tuberculosis? Now, for example, patient is infected, bacteria has entered in the body, and it is partially healed, calcified, and it does not cause the disease. But patient he is developing latent diabetes. When immunity is decreased, then there may be reactivation of this disease. So this patient is potential. This latent means hidden TB, and it can be reactivated in later life when immunity is decreased. So how you will know that patient is having less person is having latent tuberculosis? So two tests, tuberculosis skin test and IGRA. This is interferon gamma release assay. Interferon gamma release assay. IGRA. There are two types of tests: a T-spot TB test and quantiferon TB gold test. These both tests will detect the interferon release from lymphocytes. These tests are also done. This will tell you only about the latent tuberculosis. And if there is latent tuberculosis, we usually give treatment this rifampicin and INH for only 3 months. This treatment is given to prevent the development of tuberculosis. So rifampicin and INH for 3 months only. Now, second is drug-resistant tuberculosis, MDR, extended drug-resistant TB. Now, what is the drug-resistant tuberculosis? What is MDR? When person develop resistance to rifampicin and INH with any other drugs, then is said to have multi-drug resistant tuberculosis. Multi-drug meaning many. Patient may be resistant to single drug. Patient may be resistant to multiple drugs. Multi-drug resistant means rifampicin, INH with any other drug. That is called MDR. Extended drug resistant TB. What is extended drug resistant TB? So this is the MDR with resistant to the quinolone with resistant to one injectable drugs. Injectable means kanamycin, caprimycin, amikacin. These are injectable. So when person is MDR with resistant to the this quinolines are also used for example levofloxacin, moxifloxacin, gatifloxacin. So when a patient is resistant to quinoline as well as one injectable drug, then is having extended drug resistant tuberculosis. Now cause why patient develops this resistant tuberculosis. So there may be primary resistant, there may be secondary resistant. If patient has acquired infection from a person who is already having MDR, then this patient will also develop the same MDR means organism are resistant, already resistant organism, and the person has developed tuberculosis with the same organism. So he will be called the primary resistant. Secondary resistance, initially he is not resistant, but during treatment he develops resistance. That's called a secondary resistance. Now, why patient develops resistance? There are many factors. For example, inadequate dosage. If four drugs are advised, person is taking for only one drug, he is taking for example 6 month duration is advised, he takes only drugs for 1 or 2 months. Third is the low quality drugs. Low quality drugs. These are all factors responsible for the multi-drug resistance. So good one should select the drugs of good quality. We should advise the patient to take for full duration in adequate dosage. That is the only way to prevent the drug resistance. Now, special situations. Now, suppose patient is having this liver disease and he develops this tuberculosis. So, which drugs should be given? What drugs are safe? Because all these drugs are hepatotoxic. Rifampicin, INA, PZA, these three major drugs are hepatotoxic. So only option left are for these patients are Mybuta, streptomycin. These two drugs along with quinoline, moxi, moxifloxacin usually three drugs are given. mm, Three drugs are given until patient recovers. If patient is now when we start the treatment, patient may develop this drug-induced hepatitis. If patient develop drug-induced hepatitis, then we should stop these all drugs. When we will stop drugs, when number one, when patient develop this symptom, for example, nausea, vomiting, or he develops jaundice, or when SGPT is more than 5 times the normal, that means more than 200 units, then we should stop all these drugs. When patient recovers from this jaundice, then we should start this hepatotoxic drugs one by one so that we can know which drug is culprit. If after taking one drug he is not developing jaundice, that is cleared. That drug is cleared, and then we can continue. In this way, we can restart the treatment. In the renal disease, which drugs should be avoided? This streptomycin and this mybutal, these should be avoided in the renal disease. Now, how you will prevent this tuberculosis? BCG vaccination is usually done throughout the world to prevent this tuberculosis. It usually prevents from tuberculosis meningitis and miliary tuberculosis. So person will not develop this TB, meningitis and miliary tuberculosis. This is the advantage of BCG. So this is the recommendation of WHO to vaccinate all. Now X-ray. Now in this X-ray you can find this opacity in the left upper zone, and there may be air bronchograms are also visible. This is the example of non-resolving pneumonia. It looks pneumonia, lobar pneumonia. But after treatment, patient was not recovered. So when investigation were done sputum for AB, then this patient was known to have tuberculosis. So tuberculosis can present just like a lobar pneumonia. You can see in this picture. Now in this picture you will find ill-defined opacities scattered throughout both lungs. Scattered throughout the both lungs. That is also possibilities. Ill-defined small shadows. Now this is the example of bronchopneumonia. Bronchopneumonia means when multi-lobes are involved of both lungs. In this patient, bilateral infiltration, both lungs are involved. Now, in this patient, you will find that right hilar lymph nodes is enlarged. That that is part of this bones complex. When hilar lymph nodes are involved along with any ganglion. Now, this is the cavity. You can find this cavity. Now, this is the example of small millet-sized nodules. That is a miliary tuberculosis. Small millet-sized shadows scattered throughout both lungs. So miliary tuberculosis. This X-ray shows indefined opacity scattered throughout both lungs. That is tuberculosis. Now, in this, you will find that in right upper zone there is shadow. In the center there is a cavity. So that can be the presentation. Now, by X-ray, how you will know that the active tuberculosis? Active tuberculosis means he is infective, means he can infect other persons. So if there is a miliary tuberculosis or if there are cavitation, these are suggestive of active tuberculosis. Means he is infective. In a person can infect other persons. Now, now what are the drugs used in the MDR, multi-drug resistant tuberculosis? Various drugs are used. You must remember only names. Quinolone, for example, in quinolone group, moxifloxacin, levofloxacin, and this getafloxacin. In aminoglycoside groups, amikacin, kanamycin, capreomycin, these are usually used. Ethionamide, then cycloserine, clofazimine, clofazimine, then amino, para-aminosalicylic acid, lanzolate, thiacetazone, these various drugs are given. For the MDR, usually 10 months treatment is required. 10 months. And for there are two types of treatment: short term and long term. Short duration and long duration. Short duration 10 months, and for long duration it is 20 months are required. So in combination, at least 4 5 drugs are given. So that is very dangerous situation. The mere side effect of these drugs, low efficacy, long duration, very dangerous situation. So we should try to prevent the MDR. We should counsel the patient to take drugs in adequate dosage for adequate duration and good quality of the drugs. Thank you. That is all for